you owe 241,000.
Very well, Honorable Chairperson, this occurred due to the rate of tax we should have charged. This was mostly withholding taxes for board allowances, car maintenance for staff, fuel, and all of that. Unfortunately, when the rate changed, the new rate was not applied. And when this was brought to our attention, then we had this debt to settle. And so we are doing our best to ensure that we clear this debt, Honorable Chairperson.
Sir, you implement the law. We make the law, you implement the law.
Very well, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, if I may, this is a matter we take very serious in the commission, and I want to assure the committee that we will do our best to clear this debt. We have engaged GRA vigorously on this, and we would ensure that we settle this.
Mr. Chairman, the Executive Secretary made an arrangement with the GRA, and these issues were raised by the auditors. So I think the right thing is that any arrangement for a payment plan should be made known to the auditors. Have you done that? That remains my question.
Honorable Chairperson, we have communicated with the auditors, and again, we would engage them to confirm this communication to the auditors.
Auditors, have you been made aware, or they will engage you to confirm it? Have you been made aware? Have you?
Honorable Chair, what we can confirm is that they have made a payment of 50,000 to the GRA. As to the arrangement between them and GRA concerning the subsequent payment, we cannot attest to that.
Mr. Executive Secretary, you can hear what the auditor has just said. Why did you do that?
Honorable Chairperson, I am advised by my team that we did communicate to the audit team that was on the ground as to the arrangements with the GRA. So we would, yes, Honorable Chairperson, we will go back and ensure that we...
So you've so far paid 50,000 Ghana cedis, and you are left with about 90,000 Ghana cedis. What? Is it not 190? You are left with about 190,000 Ghana cedis. What can you tell us the payment plan that you have with the GRA?
In fact, Honorable Chairperson, we discussed with the GRA, first of all, that they should give us a rebate. This was not accepted. Then we said, given the financial position of the commission, we would pay immediately anytime we have releases coming in. We would ensure that we make some payment. This really is a tough decision, honestly, and a tough situation for us. We know that we owe. We are not under any circumstance saying we do not owe GRA. But anytime we have releases, we would make some payment. And that has been our plea to the GRA.
Then it means that you don't have any payment plan with the GRA. That is the bottom line. Anytime I thought you have releases, you honor payment. It's not a payment plan. Yes, you don't have any payment plan with the GRA.
Madam Chairperson, I believe the import of what he's saying is that they have an arrangement with the GRA, but the GRA for a deferment of the payment until such time that they have money. That is acceptable under the law. The GRA, the commissioner, has the discretionary power, all right, to defer the payment of a tax by, because the tax is a debt due and owing to the Republic, okay, and it is within the remit of the GRA to say when the taxpayer can make the payment. And in any case, this is a subvented organization that is under financial stress. So to insist that they cough up, monies immediately to pay for this, liability, that was not intentional. I don't think that it is fair. They are not an organization that generates any income. In fact, what they do is to support the poor in accessing legal services. So we should be, as a state, more sympathetic to their situation than be grilling them as we are doing now.
Honorable Minister, I'm happy they are under your purview, they are under your ministry, so that when you go for budgetary allocations, you tell the minister to give them what is due. But when you look at their financial performance, do they receive, apart from, I see a grant of 32 million. Does it come from government or it comes from other sources? I don't see any inflow from government here, and then I see your non-tax revenue.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Everything we receive is from government.
So the grant of 32 million is from government?
Very well, Honorable Chairperson.
So if you got a grant of 32 million and you owe 240, what stopped you from paying your taxes? Because these are the same monies that government generates and uses it to pay you and other ministries, departments, and agencies. So it is clear that you are not placing priority on the payment of your obligations. You have defaulted, you are supposed to pay, you are not paying, you get 32 million, and you choose to use it for other things that you see as equally important. And then you're saying that until budgetary allocations come in. And so when do you think that the outstanding 190 can be cleared off your books? Because if you get 32 million and you can't pay 241,000 Ghana cedis and you say you are waiting for budgetary allocations to come, then maybe you need 200 million before you can clear it. And that is not going to happen because even the AG's department does not get 200 million as grants from government. So please tell us something concrete. You can arrange with the GRA. So you said you have arranged. Can we see something on paper? Because we cannot use your word of mouth to say that it's acceptable for you to pay your taxes through that medium. And so tell us the arrangements, the documented arrangements that you have done with GRA, and let us know, let this committee know moving forward when you are going to clear the 190, because 200 million is not going to come for you to clear the 190. When you get 32, you do the needful.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. And we do, in fact, take the recommendation and, of course, the chiding of the committee very seriously. We would furnish you with the documentation, but if I may also humbly request that, yes, given the situation, and as the Honorable Attorney General has also indicated, we would revert to GRA and come back to the committee with something very concrete. The 32 million you are referring to also includes our compensation. It's not totally for our goods and services and operations, but I want to assure you that I take the consideration of the committee very seriously, and we would not take it lightly at all and ensure this debt is cleared.
Yeah, I know that 32 million includes your compensation of 28 million, so you still have 4 million left. It's a matter of priority. You think it's for government, so it is not necessary, it's not urgent, and that is what I want to drive at. You still had 4 million Ghana cedis, and taking 240,000 Ghana cedis from 4 million Ghana cedis, respectfully, it is something you ought to do. Others come here and they are charged for, I wouldn't say charged because the AG is here, there's an infraction of non-payment of taxes, and we give them 30 days. We give them 30 days to repay the amounts. So we would want to see some documentation with GRA as to when this payment can be cleared, and it has to be, like I told you, we give them 30 days, so take that into consideration. And please prioritize things that are also equally important, because these are the same taxes that government uses to pay all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Well taken.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. Legal Aid Commission. Let me take you back to the unqualified suppliers. Since you interpret the laws, this may come as an advice. If you look at item number 6, we bought toners from Get for Less on the 19th of October, 2023, for 22,500. And then, if you look at number 7, 1st of November, about 2 weeks, you bought another toners from the same company for 81,000. You know very well that if the amount is more than 100,000, you need to use other different. You need to use a different procurement method. But you decided to buy the 22,000, and then bought another 81,000. But if we put the two together, to more than the 100,000, which you didn't need to use the request for quotation. So why did you decide to break bulk?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I am advised that we would have to check the dating of these. Breaking bulk is something we are very conscious of in the Commission and would not want to do anything of the sort. So I respectfully and humbly plead that let us confirm the dates there. It may not be a true reflection of the situation. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
We'll let the auditors do that for us. But you see, if you don't pay the taxes, we'll send it to the Attorney-General for prosecution. Let's go to the next one. Unpresented vouchers of 26,854.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chairperson, we have the vouchers also for verification. I believe, again, we made these available. So, but nonetheless, we have brought all the vouchers concerned for verification by the auditors.
Auditors, have you seen those documents?
Yes, Honorable Chair, in our follow-up, the PVs were presented and were duly verified.
Good. The next infraction is on paragraph 856, and NASA will take care of that one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Executive Director, if I may borrow the words of your boss, our astute Attorney General, he said, subvented government organization that is under financial distress. But, Executive Director, you spoke about your non-current assets that is increased astronomically because some of your landed properties were revalued. In the same vein, you mentioned Koforidua. In the same vein, Executive Director, you have not taken the steps to register all these lands. And before we realize, we find ourselves in a tug of war with businessmen who are encroaching on our lands. And if you are an institution under financial distress, how can you fight these guys? Please, what steps have you taken in the registration of these lands?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. We have the documents, the title documents for Western Region and for the Ashanti Regional Office. All the others, in fact, we've taken the steps to register them. And we are in the process. There are different stages of the registration process, but at least we have the documentation to share with the auditors also for the Western and Ashanti Regional properties.
Thank you very much. Chairman, with this one, I would like you to let them give us some timelines to register these lands. But they are in prime locations in Koforidua. They are in prime locations. And I know how, that's where I come from, so I know how hot those lands are.
Sir, Lands Commission was here. We asked him about these things. And I wish they had stayed to see what the problem that we are going through. Have you made any attempt to register these?
Yes, Honorable Chairperson.
How long have you been working on it?
I believe since from last year. Yes, from last year we began work on the registration of these properties that we have.
Now, when you say you are working on it, does it mean you've noted it down, or the land has been surveyed, or what was the process you are going through?
The lands have been surveyed.
Yes, sir.
The lands have been surveyed.
And
so it is for us to, yes, continue from the survey with ensuring that the necessary payments are done so that we can complete the registration.
how long will it take you to register these lands? Because I'm interested in your land at Takrady. If you don't want it, I will take it over.
Takrady, Honorable Chairperson, Takrady is registered, yes.
But it's listed here. 0.72 acres of land.
Yes. It was, I'm advised it was early this year that the registration was completed and we received the documentation.
What about the one in Tamale?
Tamale, we are, Tamale is not completed. Yes, Tamale is not completed. Tamale, we are on the premises also of the judicial service. There was a judicial service that gave us that property. Yes.
What about the one in Kumasi?
Kumasi is also done. Kumasi, we have the documentation. Yes.
Anyway, you guys have enough lawyers to go to court on these lands.
Yes, please.
So that's why you haven't registered them.
Yes. Yes. We don't want to litigate. Honorable Chairperson, I will engage with the Executive Secretary of the Lands Commission. I have met him previously, earlier this year, on our issues. So I will continue that engagement so we ensure this is done as soon as possible, Honorable Chairperson.
All right. You have up to, how long do you think it will take you to do this?
Honorable Chairperson, we would commit to middle of next year, by end of second quarter.
Middle of next year is not an answer.
By 30th June, Honorable Chairperson.
30th June
2026.
All these lands will be registered.
We would ensure that
you have titles to these.
And obtain title documents.
The whole country is watching you.
Very well, Honorable Chairperson. Right. I am aware of the oath I've taken.
All right.
This one goes to Attorney-General. There are a lot of institutions under your outfit have issues with their land registration, so we will please urge you to actually enforce, push them to register government lands, because it's very crucial.
All right, now let's call Office of the Registrar. Oh, I'm sorry.
Madam Chair, I was just going to thank the honorable member and say that the advice is well taken.
Thank you. Now let's call Office of the Registrar of Companies. Legal Aid Commission, you are discharged. Now,
Madam Chair, the ORC was not here, so they were not sworn in.
Okay.
So they have to first take the oath before.
Clerk, swear them in, please.
Swear by the Almighty God.
Swear by the Almighty God.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Could you please introduce yourself to the committee?
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. I am Mame Sama Pepra, Acting Registrar of Companies.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. I'm the Head of Finance, Vivian Amperi.
Good afternoon, Honorable Chair. I'm Dennis Bochweche, Head Administration.
Respectfully, Honorable Chair, I am Prince Kaka, Head of Internal Audit.
All right. Honorable Ahinkwa will go through the financials with you, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Office of the Registrar of Companies, looking at your financial performance, your non-tax revenue, you had 136 million plus, your grants 31 million plus, and then other income also 404,000 plus. So you have a surplus of 62,669,299. So what did you do so extraordinary to get this surplus of 62 million? I want to know. I'm curious.
Respectfully, Honorable Chair, we have engaged in intensive sensitization on our mandate. As part of our mandate under the Companies Act 992, we are supposed to educate the public about our services and the registrations, the various registrations we engage in. So we've done a lot of that sensitization alongside with registration clinics, where we go to various areas and then register businesses and companies as well.
On compensations, you have 16 million, and on the use of goods and services, 63 million plus. I see it to be a bit astronomical. Any explanation? Or because you are earning more, as the mantra is, then you spend more. Because most people come, and that is the trend. They earn more. As they earn more, they spend more. Is that the trajectory? Any explanation?
Respectfully, yes. Respectfully, Honorable Chair, given that we are recently decoupled from the Registrar General's department, and with the division of the assets, we weren't given a chunk of the assets. So we are now getting most of these assets from our IGF. And the compensation is given by the government, not from our IGF.
Your current ratio is 5 to 4 to 1, which indicates that you'll be capable of meeting your short-term financial obligations. I think it's positive. So what do you want to do differently from what you mentioned earlier to quadruple or even better, more than that of what you have achieved earlier?
So, Mr. Chair, we've extended our activities to other regions where we don't have offices. Currently, we just ended a registration clinic in Eastern Region where we don't have an office. We'll be going to 3 other regions before the end of this year: Volta, OT, and Central. So these are some of the things we are engaging in to ensure that we register more businesses and increase our IGF.
So once you'll be establishing more offices, it means the human resource will also increase And I believe your next report will indicate an increase in the compensations. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Your infraction is on paragraph 870, and Honorable Gape will take care of that one.
Thank you. This issue is related to abandoned electronic queuing management system. Under the Section 7 of Public Financial Management Act 2016 at 921, as a principal officer, exercise of your duty is to provide efficient management system to actually put in place control measures. You have acquired this system, and then you have abandoned it in a Kumasi office. And in addition to that, you further incur a total cost of expenditure, 595,742 Ghana cedis, 12 pesos, on initial acquisition and installation and periodic maintenance of the system in Kumasi office. This is supposed to actually help you where your clients move everything faster for your clients. But now, one, it's not functioning. The queue is there. Second, you have actually put in money. The money that you have put in, the investment is waste. What is the status with regards to this?
Respectfully, Honorable Chair, the queue management system malfunctioned due to power fluctuations. So currently, we sent service personnel to work on it. It's been resolved, and it's being used by the Kumasi office.
Yeah, so in the recommendation of the auditor, they ask you to buy some appliance to safeguard the is it done?
That is so, Honorable Chair, and AVR was purchased for the office.
So it's now working well, everything is fine.
That is so, Honorable Chair.
So is the auditors aware of it? Audited?
Yes, Honorable Chair, now the system is working, is operating. They have indeed acquired the UPS and the AVR, and we can say that the system is operating fully. Thank you.
Just want to follow up with some public interest question. For instance, if let's say at a Mills Institute, where the person is not a family, is not related, can I just come to your office and register a company?
So, respectfully, Honorable Chair, the law has certain rules regarding the registration of business names. We have to ensure that there is no conflict with other names on our register. We have to also ensure that it is in the interest of the public that such names exist on our register. There are a number of enumerated steps that we go through, conduct the search, and ensure that it's in line with Act 992, and then we'll do the registration.
Question is, this is a known president, former president, and then somebody, if I'm not related to the president, yeah, can I just come to your office and register a company?
Under the law, misleading names are not allowed in our register, so we would look at it and have it rectified.
So why did you allow it? How it's at a Mills Institute registered?
Respectfully, Honorable Chair, I'm not aware of it. I'll look at our system and then revert on it.
Madam, unfortunately, I have all the documents from your office. Nothing was followed. No rule, rhyme, or reason was followed. I just don't want to go into it because it may be a conflict of interest.
Chairman, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well noted, Honorable Chairman.
Madam, even though you've explained what happened in Kumasi, but I'm just interested in the costs to the state, or the laws to the state. You install this particular system in two places, two different places, Kumasi and Accra. What did you do right in Accra that caused the Accra one to operate without any problem, but the Kumasi one had problems? What happened?
Respectfully, Honorable Chair, these were power fluctuation issues in Kumasi that we didn't have control over.
So you are saying that the power fluctuation is not in Accra? Is that the case? Practically?
Honorable Chair, it could happen in Accra. It didn't affect our machines in Accra. Now we've purchased the UPS for all the regions, not just Kumasi.
All right, thank you. You are discharged, madam.
Thank you, Honorable.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, madam. Hold on for a minute. I hear there's one more issue.
Their records look very clean, and then it look very positive. But looking at what we are doing here so far, there's a benchmark. You use the previous year, and then you look at the current year, and you strike the differences. That will tell you how best they are performing. But when you look at this one, it is only the 2023 outlook that was portrayed here. So how do we compare the 2022? So I'm throwing it to the auditors. Okay.
All right. Office of the Registrar of Companies, you are discharged. But stay tuned. You will hear from me.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Now let's call Economic and Organized Crime Office. Now, Yoko, where is the boss?
The boss is here. Which boss are you looking for? The Attorney General himself is here.
I'm sorry, the CEO.
The Deputy CEO is here.
Mr. AG, we just want to find out where the CEO is because under normal circumstances, it is the CEO that is supposed to attend upon you. You, with all your duties and your obligations, you have halted it to attend upon the committee, and we expect same from CEOs and heads of institutions. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I spoke to him this morning. He's otherwise engaged on the path of investigation and the oral. Yes, he's doing oral investigations.
That is very important. This is
Very
also equally important.
I do understand, Madam Chair.
And so next time, you should please place priority on Public Accounts Committee too, because that is also important.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I will convey that message.
All right, Yoko, let's look at your financials. Okay. If you look at it, 2022, you had a surplus of 2.7 million, and 2023, a surplus of 3.1 million. And looking at your current ratio, 1.1 to 1, and in 2022, and another 1.1 to 1 in 2023. Okay, madam, go ahead with the few you have.
Please, I just want to know what is grant in kind, because it's listed under your income, grants in kind.
So thank you very much, Madam Chair. The grant in kind are those donations that are not monetary in nature. So if assets are donated to the office, if laptops are donated to the office, they didn't come in a form of money, but those are quantified and also recognized in the financial reports as income, because if it were not there, we're going to use money to buy them. And the current IPSAS, the International Public Sector Accounting Standards, makes this a requirement to recognize all those inflows as part of your revenue. And that is why it's there as grant in kind.
So then how do you place value on them? What process do you take, you go through to place value on these grants in kind?
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. There are those that come with the values attached, but those that come without the values, then we use the comparative market prices to value them. If they come in the form of assets like vehicle or computers, then they are also recognized in our fixed asset register, and then we depreciate them as well. Thank you very much.
And I also see other grants. What are other? I know the first grant is the budgetary allocation that comes from government. And so what is other grants, please?
So the other grants are support from other institutions that, bring in inflow for us to, carry out our operational activities.
What other institutions support you in your work?
So in 2023 in particular, we have support from the BOG and then Bankers Association. They bring in resources when we reach out, and then we're able to get those supports to be able to, run the office.
On what basis do you ask for support from Bank of Ghana and all the other agencies? I don't know. Maybe if other public boards are listening and they also need support, they can also go to Bank of Ghana and those other institutions for same. So on what basis do you go for support?
So we have an MOU, an MOU with BOG. There are certain specific investigations or activities they want the office to support them to carry out. And so they support the office to provide the necessary tools that we will need to be able to.
So they are not grants, they are your internally generated funds. And it should be captured as such, auditors, because these are services that they provide, and then, like you said, BOG pays you for that. Yes.
Respectfully, they are not services that we provide. It's an understanding that we are giving you this support to support certain investigative activities. It's not something that is constant that you can say these are IGF. Because IGF goes through a certain process. But this one, you can't, beginning of the year, you cannot tell that this institution or that institution will be able to give you this support. So it's very difficult. But in the course of our activities, if there is the need for an institution like BOG or GRA or any other institution to give us support to carry out an activity, then we go on that tangent. So it's quite difficult to say these are IGF because there are processes that
when you treat it this way, then it becomes difficult for government to capture the full revenue that you earn in a year. That if you treat it this way, because there should be some allocation that for the year 2025, you'll be receiving, say, 2 million, 3 million in other grants. But if you say you won't capture it at all, you wouldn't mention it at all, and then as in the course of the year, these monies come in, government will not be able to, because government in his books, in government's books, sorry, they have given you 39.7 million. But then there are other monies that come in. And you know that as part of the regulations, you cannot spend monies that you haven't, right, the auditors, you cannot spend monies that you haven't shown in your budget. When you go for the Ministry of Finance budget hearings, that is what they tell you. So if you are telling me that you don't want to capture it, it's not IGF, but yet you receive and then you spend, that is not the way to go, because as far as I know, as part of the budget management practices, you cannot spend monies that you haven't declared. And so that if you do not declare, you do not put anything under other grants, and then you spend, as far as I know, it is a breach of the financial regulation. So you may want to find out more and treat it as such.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Can I finish? And sir, please, I'd like to know your staff strength. I'm looking at your compensation, and I would like to know the staff strength before.
So, as at the 2023, we're about 406, and 6 thereabout. 2023, because this is the 2023
yes.
Report. Yeah.
We were 406.
Yes.
And in 2022?
In 2022, due to retirement and other things, so that figure should be around 430.
430.
430, yeah.
Okay. 430 with 28.7 million in compensation, 406 with 38.6 million. And in 2023, I don't think government increased salaries more than, what was it? So the increment of 10 million is a bit on the high side. But you do investigative things, and I know that sometimes other benefits are put in place to help you carry out your mandate. So I'll leave it as such.
Yeah. Honorable Chair, the establishment of EOCO is actually 1,300. So in terms of human resources, they are under-resourced. And that is highly problematic, in terms of the investigations, that their investigative capacity around the country. They have, a deficit of 900, investigators and other staff to be able to function optimally. So this is, a problem that I think I should draw the committee's attention to, because I've raised it with the Minister of Finance. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We would also include it in our report and ask the Minister to assist, maybe have a plan. They cannot take all the 900 at once, but they should have a plan, a working plan that will help bring on board more people to enable you carry out your investigations as it's required of you. And please, what is social benefits? What goes into social benefits?
Thank you very much, Madam. So these are payments relating to medical, refunds that are paid to staff. And that's what we call social benefit. Thank you.
So all these things should go under compensation of employees because it's part of the benefits and salaries of employees.
The classification,
the social benefits, yes,
is social benefits. So
yes,
that takes care of medical,
Yes, and I'm saying that it should be part and parcel of compensation because there are benefits that accrue to an employee, and compensation includes the salaries and benefits of. And finally, I want to find out the specialized expenses. What exactly is that?
So those are special operational expenses. That is what is classified. In actual fact, these classifications are IPSAS approved classification. The Government of Ghana accounts is provided by Controller and Accountant General, is trying to, make the accounting system, uniform, so that if you pick any account and they are consolidating it, the line items can be matched so that they can have a proper government account. And so these line items are provided by Controller Accountant General based on the ISTA standards that have been provided to all the various institutions. And specialized expenditure is mostly for the security agencies who engage in special operational activities. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you are not the only security agency we are looking at, but that wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying. Even if it's under compensation of employees, you can still explain in the notes to the accounts so that when you are looking at the total benefits of your employees, that will also be part of it. But I think on the whole, it's your current ratio is okay, is 1.1 to 1, and I believe you should either maintain it or do better, but you can't come down. So on the whole, I think.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. I think our current ratio, our sources of funding to especially Yoko has been one of, an issue. If you look at the GOG, especially the goods and services, if you look at the government grant, compare it to compensation, then you will notice that the difference that's to take care of goods and services is just about under 2 million that GOG is providing. So we need that sustainable funding to be able to provide the necessary inflows that will guide our operational activity. Thank you very much.
Sustainable funding can also come in if you go through the right channel to set some parameters as your IGF collection. The support services you give to some of these agencies should be some source of proper IGF for you, where you can capture, you come through maybe fees and charges, and then you establish the amounts that you ought to charge, and this can be some revenues and to also help support your activities. When it comes to working on fees and charges and its regulations, your minister is very good at it. I must say that when I was the deputy minister, he really supported me in bringing this fees and charges regulations to Parliament, and it was a success. So you are in good hands. You ask him, he will support you and make it happen.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson.
Madam Chair, I'm actually bringing a bill to Parliament. It's a new Economic and Organized Crime Office bill, and we'll deal with the issue of their, fees and charges and retentions in the bill. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Chair, thank you for the opportunity. I think I asked this question particularly because it is, and I actually listened to the explanation that was given to the line item grant in kind. The amount for 2023, it's 490,000. Now, the explanation given by the witness indicated that this relates to things like computers or other items that may be donated to Yoko. Yoko being the entity that it is, my question, and this perhaps could be answered by the Attorney General himself, whether you think that ethically it is appropriate for Yoko to get things like grants in kind, apart from the income or grants that are approved for the entity at its source of income, whether it is ethically correct for Yoko to take in-kind support from the public. Thank you.
Madam Chairperson, I think that's a legitimate concern that has been raised by the honorable member. But if you look at the listed entities, for instance, Bank of Ghana, it's a government, it's part of the apparatus of state. Yoko does not receive such donations from private persons because of issues of conflict of interest. Okay? So, for instance, when I assumed office in February, one of the things that they came to brief me on was the fact that they did not have printers. We looked everywhere. We couldn't find money to buy the printers. So I bought printers out of my own funds for them. So yes, there were 6 heavy-duty printers that I bought for them out of my own funds. So there is no conflict, in this, because I want the entity to work efficiently, and that is why I had to make that donation. And Bank of Ghana has also been very, very supportive. So we don't take donations from entities that will generate conflict of interest as far as the mandate of EOCO is concerned.
Thank you.
All right. Now let's go to the infraction. It's on paragraph 886. Honorable Elect Plem will take care of that one, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this infraction is an unearned salary to the tune of 25,648 cedis. Yeah, we noted that this gentleman in question, David Tete, an assistant staff officer of Bono Regional Office, breached the paragraph 7 of the appointment letter issued by Yoko to him. I quote, "If after probation, the confirmation, you wish to terminate your services with the office, you will be required to give the office 1 month notice or pay 1 month salary in lieu of notice." We also noted that this gentleman in question received 3 months of salary, August, September, October, whilst he was not at post. Can you give us an update of the said amount of money? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As was indicated, a member of staff separated from the office. He actually took his annual vacation leave, and while the leave was pending, he took the decision to separate. But through those processes, by the time we were expecting him to report and he didn't, then we needed to take the other steps. It took us a while to get a hold of him because he had apparently left the jurisdiction. However, we were able to get him to pay back the money which he paid in installments. And for that reason, we had to accumulate and ensure that we had received the full amount, which we subsequently transferred to the Auditor-General's account. And to the Auditor-General's recovery account as is required by law, because it's an issue which had come up and in the Auditor-General's report, and we've gone through that process. So that information has been conveyed, Madam Chair.
Auditors, can you please confirm whether the said amount has been recovered?
Honorable Chair, the full amount has been recovered and same transferred into the AG's recoveries account. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Madam. What is so funny about this is when we talk to other ministries, agencies, departments, whenever there is an unearned salary, you ask them about the documents. Yoko has come for the documents. Yoko is working for them. And you, Yoko, you are also creating the same problem, unearned salary. So who is watching the watchman?
Honorable Chair, that is a very succinct question, which truly, that's why I sought to give a bit of a description. Sometimes things occur, and we have been trying to follow up on other agencies who have ended up with a similar situation to ours. But here's a situation where there wasn't any indication this man was not going to return from his annual vacation leave. In fact, it was subsequent to his separation that we found out that he wasn't even in the country. But as we have the Auditor-General also watching us and our activities and drawing our attention to the things which would create issues, we are also making sure that we stay in line and are even more explicit in following through. So when an officer is now proceeding on leave, we ensure that we do the checks. If by the dates that they are required to respond, they haven't, we take measures to freeze the account so funds would not go into the account until we get a verification that it's maybe for ill health or some other reason. So we will not have a situation where there's loss occasion to the state. Thank you.
So all this while, who was validating him? Is the person still at post? If yes, I mean, he has to be investigated.
Thank you for the cue, Madam Chair. We'll take notes of that.
Please, I need some answers, please.
Madam Chair, the person is still at post. But it was when we found out that they had left the man had left the jurisdiction and was not even here in the country. The indication that was given was that a family member was ill, so he needed some time. But subsequently, we found out that he was not in the jurisdiction. And that's when we took the steps and started the recovery process. Thank you.
In fact, an office like Economic and Organized Crime Office shouldn't be, giving these answers. We expect more from you. Please. Thank you.
Madam, I have another serious thing with most of the ministries, departments, and agencies. When they come here, we ask them about documents that they should have presented to the auditors. Yoko has come for them. Now, Yoko comes for this without any evidence, any document, something to show that, yes, Yoko has come for your unpresented PVs or whatever it is. How should we treat this one? Don't you leave any documents at the institutions?
Madam Chair, thank you very much for the question. This is very important to us. And as an investigative institution, we do things by the book. Whenever we have to engage any agency or any persons in the course of our investigation, and we require documentation from them, we actually write to them. That's the first thing. In the event that it is in the process of carrying out a search where we go with a suspect and we go to the location, in the course of the search, we discover certain documents. We document each one and ensure that the person signs off to what we have received, while our officers also sign off. So that document is available to them and a copy with us. If anybody comes here before you, Honorable Chair, and they give an indication that their documents have been taken and have not been returned by Yoko, I'm sure that they should be able to provide a list or that indication of what documents were collected at what time. And once we are done with what is needful, we return the document to them, also under cover of a letter. So I think that you should be able to inquire from them the date and the time and the circumstances under which those documents were retrieved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. You are discharged. Now let's call Ghana General Legal Counsel.
Madam Chair, the General Legal Counsel is not here, and I had discussions with them this morning.
Yes, sir.
Apparently, the documents that are that relate to this matter are yet to be laid before the council by the Director of Legal Education, who is still, he just took office somewhere in September. So.
All right, sir.
So you can give us another date to appear
Yes.
before you in respect of that matter.
Yes.
In other words, I'm seeking for an adjournment.
I'm sorry. All right. Thank you so much. Coming to Public Accounts Committee, even
Thank
though you
you.
have such a hectic schedule, and you are discharged.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam Chair and members of the committee.
Honorable Minister, we will communicate to you the next available date. Thank you so much for attending upon us.
Okay, now let's